So in a sentence, my new game Multitech is a roguelike bullet hell video game where you play as a dude on a scrappy, self-built spacecraft that you, the player, have to fix, upgrade and build pretty much on your own. In my mind, it's kind of a fusion between FTL Faster Than Light and Enter the Gungeon, even though I'm taking some fairly large design liberties with each of them. I'm basically using Enter the Gungeon as a reference point for game juice, and, well, the comparison to FTL comes because it's space and you can upgrade your spaceship. I get it's kind of a loose comparison, especially in retrospect, but I'll have these games in mind during development, so I might as well put it out there, I guess. So as I'm sure you can see, judging by the B-roll that I've got playing here, there's not a lot actually happening on screen. And that is because I only started working on this game at all on last Tuesday, so not even a week ago, and I put the majority of the work so far into the pixel art, which at the time is being miraculously good. That could change on a dime, but right now it's okay. So, with regard to the player character's ship, you can see it on the screen. I don't really know if that's going to stay the same, and I highly suspect that it won't. I'm probably going to make some adjustments to it. Maybe big, maybe small, I don't really know. I might experiment with some sort of player-generated ship design stuff, like you can, place tiles and that'll impact how it looks. That sounds complicated though, and I don't think it would be worth it as a feature, so I'll see. If I have some amazing ideas to how to implement that, then I guess I'll do that, but I'm really not making any promises on that one. More likely, I'm just going to remake it. I don't want it to look exactly like that for the whole game anyway. I do want it to sort of change and adapt based on, what the player has done to it, like the upgrades. It doesn't have to be different for every upgrade, but I'm thinking that at some point it should have, some different visual features to denote that, this ship is getting stronger over time. At the time of, recording this B-roll, I haven't even done the animation for shooting those bullets yet. I mean, the bullets are animated, but they just spawn inside the ship and there's no proper, firing muzzle flash or anything. So it really looks kind of boring and flat. But I am aiming for the look that this spaceship was, pretty much built from, a rusty barrel and had a few peripherals slapped on, like a thruster and a gun. So the idea is that the player will salvage broken tech components, fix them up by combining them, or some other system I've yet to come up with, and actually affix them to the ship. The ship is going to have 4 sort of power cores, which are kind of like inventory slots, you can think, each of which is able to supply power to one of these tech components. So it would be you could have one of the power cores would be supporting a gun upgrade, another would be, having a shield. As I said, basically, equipment slots. I should have mentioned before this point, actually, that there will be bosses in this game, as long as I can actually make the pixel art for them, which is an entirely different area of discussion, considering I'm not actually that good at pixel art, especially on a large scale. This is going very, very much off on a tangent, though, and I've got a script to read, so let's keep going. When the player has all but won a boss fight, the boss will remain at critically low HP. The camera would zoom in on the ship itself, showing the human player character, and it would prompt them to run between all 4 cores to engage a big old super laser beam to finish off the boss. This is kind of just like a fun way to finish off a battle, but it also helps to reinforce the idea that the player is running a ship all by himself, where most pilots would actually have a crew of a few people to help him out. If it was FTL, for instance, you have 5 people on a ship, that's fine. So the only real worry I have about this project is that I'm not sure if it's focused on one central element, one central gameplay mechanic. In my mind, the focus is mostly on the, combine tech and upgrade your ship thing, but I'm not sure if that's interesting enough. And I don't know if that'll get overshadowed by other systems and other aspects of gameplay. It's kind of too early to tell. I don't know. I should also note that this isn't going to be a small project like Mushroom the Ruckus was. That took me about a month to make, and you can complete it in 20 minutes if you know what you're doing. I'm expecting it to also be a little bit larger than Masochiz, which was not very big. It was kind of mid-sized for a one-person indie thing. Well, maybe less than mid-sized. There wasn't actually very much in it. Hopefully it won't take longer than 9 months, but if it does, I'm willing to do that because Masochiz took for those of you who don't know, Massacres took 9 months in the entire dev cycle, and I wasted a lot of time in that one. I feel like since doing that project, I've learned a lot about how to not waste all my time, basically just changing the same 3 things in a endless loop forever. So hopefully all the time that I do spend working on multi-tech will actually be like going forward rather than just sort of going around back on myself again. I have got a much clearer idea of what the design is meant to be, seeing as I started Massacres with pretty much no ideas going into it, which is a very bad idea. And I don't have school anymore, so I'll be working essentially twice as fast as I did on Massacres in terms of like pure time, in terms of months, because school saps a lot of my time and energy, and now it doesn't. So anyway, yeah, I'm super excited about getting this done, getting something good to show for it, because right now there's not much to show, and I think it'll be really good. I can't put another video out that isn't about my games, because everyone's going to unsubscribe. 2 people unsubscribed from my snail mail video? Did you know that? That's really upsetting. For like 2 more reasons. 2 reasons that are coming. One of them in 3 days and the other in 9 days. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos about multi-tech, the next game in the Alex Horatio saga.